Hello everyone, my name is Mini Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about methods to measure price elasticity of demand. And there are four important methods to measure price elasticity of demand. One is percentage method, second is total expenditure method, third is point method, fourth is arc method. One by one we discuss about each. First of all, we are going to talk about percentage method to measure price elasticity of demand. According to this method, we can measure price elasticity of demand by dividing percentage change in demand with percentage change in price. According to this method, we can measure price elasticity of demand by dividing percentage change in demand with percentage change in price. And formula of calculating price elasticity of demand is EP. Here EP means price elasticity of demand, and formula of calculating price elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Or we can write a percentage delta Q. Here delta Q means a change in quantity demanded and delta P means a change in price. How we can calculate value of a percentage change in quantity demand? Formula of calculating percentage change in quantity demand is equal to Q1 minus Q divided by Q multiply with 100. Here Q1 means new demand, Q means original, or we can say the old demand. And formula of calculating percentage change in price is P1 minus P divided by P multiply with 100. Here P1 means new price and P means original, or we can say the old price. Now in this equation we will put value of percentage change in quantity demand and percentage change in price. After putting value of percentage change in quantity demand and percentage change in quantity price, our equation will become like this: EP equal to Q1 minus Q divided by Q multiply with 100 over P1 minus P divided by P multiply with 100. Here we have minus sign because demand and price have a negative relation. So this is our equation. 100 is cancelled with 100. Q1 minus Q is equal to delta Q. P1 minus P is equal to delta P. So in this equation, in place of Q1 minus Q, we can write delta Q, and in place of P1 minus P, we can write delta P. After writing this, our equation will become like this: delta Q divided by Q over delta P divided by P. After writing this equation in multiplication form, our equation will become like this: delta Q divided by Q multiply with P divided by delta P, and we will bring delta P in this side. After doing this, our final equation will become like this: price elasticity of demand equal to delta Q divided by delta P multiply with P divided by Q. This is final equation to measure price elasticity of demand with percentage method. Here delta Q is change in quantity demanded, delta P is change in price, and P is our original price and Q is our original quantity demanded. Second method to measure price elasticity of demand is total expenditure method. According to this method, we can measure price elasticity of demand by considering change in total expenditure due to change in prices. Or we can say that how much total expenditure change due to change in prices is measurement of price elasticity of demand. But what is total expenditure? Total expenditure is expenditure that are incurred by household on purchase of commodity. And formula of calculating total expenditure is TE equal to P multiply with Q. TE means total expenditure, P means price, and Q means quantities. And there are three categories of elasticity to see how much total expenditure change due to change in prices. First is elastic demand, second is inelastic demand, last is unitary elastic. One by one we will talk about each. First of all, we will see change in total expenditure when demand is elastic. When demand is elastic, then decrease in price will increase total expenditure and increase in price will decrease total expenditure. When demand is elastic, then decrease in price will increase total expenditure and increase in price will decrease total expenditure. In such a case, price elasticity of demand will be greater than 1. In this table, you can see first column we have price, second column we have demand, or we can say second column we have quantities. Third column we have total expenditure. As we know, we can calculate total expenditure when we multiply price with quantity. So initially our price is 60 and demand is 10. Price divided by quantity is equal to 600. This 600 will be called our total expenditure. But as price reduced from 60 to 50, our demand increased from 10 to 13. Now our total expenditure is 650. 50 multiplied with 13 is equal to 650. Here you can see, as price reduced from 60 to 50, demand increased from 10 to 13. As a result, our total expenditure increased from 600 to 650. So here we see, as price reduced, total expenditure increased. But why? Because of low price, consumers start buying more goods and services. That's why when price reduced, our total expenditure increased. Same thing you can see in this diagram. On x-axis we have quantity demanded, y-axis we have price. When price is 60, demand is 10. As price reduced from 60 to 50, or demand increased to 10 to 30. As a result, our total expenditure also increased. DD is our demand curve, and in this case our price elasticity of demand will be greater than 1. Next is inelastic demand. In such a case, decrease in price will lead to decrease in total expenditure, and increase in price will lead to increase in total expenditure. That's why price elasticity of demand is less than 1. First column we have price, second column we have quantity demanded, third column we have total expenditure. When price is 60, quantity demanded is 10, then total expenditure is equal to 600. As price reduced from 60 to 50, demand increased from 10 to 11, but our total expenditure reduced from 600 to 550. So here you can see, when price reduced, total expenditure also reduced. So it will be called inelastic demand. Same thing you can see in this diagram. On x-axis we have quantity demanded, y-axis we have price. When price is 60, demand is 10. As price reduced from 60 to 50, or demand increased from 10 to 11, but our total expenditure reduced as price reduced. This DD will be called our demand curve, and here price elasticity or demand will be less than 1. Next is unitary elastic demand. When there is no change in total expenditure due to change in price, it will be called unitary elastic demand. When there is no change in total expenditure due to change in price, it will be called unitary elastic demand. Here you can see, when price 60, demand is 10, total expenditure is 600. As price reduced from 60 to 50, demand increased from 10 to 12, but our total expenditure is same. Earlier it was 600, but now it is also 600. When there is no change in total expenditure due to change in price, it will be called unitary elastic demand. And in such a case, price elasticity of demand will be equal to 1. Same thing you can see in this diagram. When price 60, demand 10. When price reduced from 60 to 50, demand increased from 10 to 12, but our total expenditure will remain same. Now with the help of this diagram, we will understand all three types of elasticities and their effect on total expenditure. In this diagram, on x-axis we have total expenditure, and y-axis we have price. In this diagram, this T1, this curve represents our total expenditure. This part of this curve, T1B, represent elastic demand, or we can say that this part represent price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. When price elasticity of demand is greater than 1, that means reduce in price will lead to increase in total expenditure. Here you can see, when price is OP, total expenditure is OQ. But as price reduced from OP to OP1, total expenditure increased from OQ to OQ2. So here you can see, as price reduced, our total expenditure increased. So this part represent price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. And this part represent, T1E represent price elasticity of demand is less than 1. When price elasticity of demand is less than 1, or we can say that when price elasticity of demand is inelastic, in such a case, reduce in price will lead to reduce in total expenditure. Here you can see, when price is OP2, total expenditure is OQ. But as price reduced from OP to OP3, our total expenditure reduced from OQ to OQ. So here you can see as price reduced, total expenditure also reduced. So this part represent price elasticity of demand is less than 1. And this BE part represent price elasticity of demand is equal to 1. As we know, when price elasticity of demand is equal to 1, that means there is no change in total expenditure due to change in price. Here you can see when price is OP1, total expenditure is OQ2. As price reduced from OP1 to OQ2, but our total expenditure is still remain same OQ. So we can say that this BE part represent price elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Next method to measure price elasticity of demand is point method. According to this method, we can measure price elasticity of demand by this formula. Lower segment below a given point divided by upper segment above a given point. Suppose we have this AB linear demand curve. You can see there are so many points A, P2, P, P1, B. Suppose we want to measure elasticity of demand at this P point, and lower segmentation below this P point is PB, and upper segmentation above this P point is PA. And formula of calculating elasticity according to this method is lower segment below a given point divided by upper segment above a given point. So PB divided by PA. You can see PB is equal to PA. Suppose PB is 4, so PA is also 4. 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. So we can say that at this P point, price elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Now we will measure price elasticity at this P1 point. Lower segmentation is P1B and upper segmentation is P1A, and formula is lower segmentation divided by upper segmentation. When upper segmentation is more than lower segmentation, that means price elasticity of demand is less than 1. Here you can see upper segmentation P1A is more than lower segmentation P1B. Here upper segmentation is P1A, which is equal to 6, and lower segmentation P1B is equal to 2. So here you can see upper segmentation is more than lower segmentation. That's why price elasticity of demand is 0.33, which is less than 1. Now we will calculate price elasticity of demand at this P2 point. Lower segmentation is P2B and upper segmentation is P2A. Here you can see lower segmentation is more than upper segmentation. When lower segmentation is more than upper segmentation, that means price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Here you can see P2B, which is lower segmentation, equal to 6. P2A, which is upper segmentation, is equal to 2. Here you can see lower segmentation is more than upper segmentation. When lower segmentation is more than upper segmentation, that means price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Here you can see price elasticity of demand is 3, which is greater than 1. At this A point, price elasticity of demand will be infinitive because there is no upper segmentation above this A point. At this B point, price elasticity of demand is equal to 0 because there is no lower segmentation below this B point. Now we will see how to measure price elasticity of demand when we have non-linear demand curve. Here you can see DD is a non-linear demand curve. Whenever you have a non-linear demand curve, first of all you need to draw one tangent. Here you can see we draw AB tangent and we want to measure price elasticity of demand at this E point. Formula is same, lower segment of a tangent below a given point divided by upper segment of tangent above a given point. Here you can see lower segmentation of tangent below this E point is EB, and above segment of tangent above this E point is EA. Same way we will calculate. If EB is equal to EA, that means price elasticity of demand is equal to 1. If EB is more than EA, that means price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. If EB is less than EA, that means price elasticity of demand is less than 1. Next method is arc elasticity of demand. When elasticity is measured between 2 points on a same demand curve, it will be called arc elasticity of demand. When elasticity is measured between 2 points on a same demand curve, it will be called arc elasticity. Here you can see this DD is demand curve. Here we have 2 points A and B. if we are measuring elasticity between these 2 points A and B, it will be called arc elasticity. But now question is that how we will measure price elasticity or demand between these 2 points. We can measure by taking midpoint, and formula of taking midpoint of Q is Q1 plus Q divided by 2, and formula of taking midpoint of P is P1 plus P2 divided by 2. Now we will derive formula of this method. Here we have minus sign because there is negative relation between demand and price. Delta Q divided by Q1 plus Q2 divided by Q. That means we are taking midpoint of this Q, and divided by delta P over P1 plus P2 divided by 2. That means we are taking midpoint of this P point. So when we write this equation in multiplication form, it will become like this. Now 2 will cancel with 2. Now our equation will become like this. Delta Q divided by Q1 plus Q multiply P1 plus P1 plus P2 divided by delta P. As we know, delta Q is equal to Q1 minus Q2. Delta Q means a change in quantities, and Q1 is original quantity and Q2 is a new quantity. And delta P is equal to P1 minus P2. P1 means original price, P2 means new price. So in this equation, in place of delta Q, we can write Q1 minus Q, and in place of delta P, we can write P1 minus P2. After writing this, our final equation will become like this. Q1 minus Q2 divided by Q1 plus Q2 multiply P1 plus P2 divided by P1 minus P2, and this is our final formula to measure price elasticity or demand according to this method. So this is all about methods of measuring price elasticity or demand. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye, take care.